I want to talk about falling in love with the pivot. Welcome to episode 1 of Talk to Me Nice with Ayana Ellis. Now, I've done a million podcasts on this exact feed. I've done conversations with Yaya, I've done behind the lyrics, I've done all kinds of things just talking about anything. And I think sometimes when you're trying to do too much, you can't really grasp what it is you're supposed to do, right? And I also think a lot of times as a creative, our minds are just everywhere. So we want to do all the things, but sometimes you got to slow down and you got to figure out who's your audience, what's your niche, whatever you call it. What is it you're supposed to be doing? And I've come to this conclusion. I'm supposed to be doing whatever I want to do. And I think at this big age, I think it's a blessing when you can fall in love with the pivot and not stay in one place as a result of what people are going to think, what people are going to say. Because a lot of us, myself included, we got to create to kind of live, to kind of stay alive, to kind of feel great about ourselves. And I'm not saying that in a way to where if you don't create, you might off yourself. Although sometimes it happens, right? Because sometimes people are creative as an escape to escape traumas and things that has happened. And on the flip side of that is I think when you heal from these traumas and you heal from the things that you were escaping from by being creative, you don't want to be creative anymore. Because the very thing that you were running from and that you were hiding from and that you were creating for no longer exists. And sometimes they're connected. Most times they're connected. So it's like, what do you do once I'm healed and you're chilling and you're just feeling antsy and you don't have anything to do? You create with love. You create in a space where you're free, where you could talk about and do whatever it is you want to do. There's a million podcasts in the world, and you could be anywhere right now listening to anything. But you're here with me, and I appreciate it. I know I only have about 500 followers, if that. And I know that I would have more if I were consistent. Well, it's hard to be consistent when you're just grasping at straws and you're not really sure what you want to do. Eventually, you're going to be like, I'm bored. I don't want to do this because your heart's not in it. My heart is in podcasting. My heart is in pop and shit. My heart is in music. I love music. My heart is in everything that I do. It's in writing these books. It's in mentoring. It's in helping people. It's in being the around the way therapist and all of that. But I had to find a way to combine them all to where it made sense for me to want to go on to continue to help, entertain, and do all the things that I do on this podcast. Because let me tell you something, to sit here and take the time out of my day to just talk about what? Because I don't love it? That's crazy. I love it. So I'm here and I want to talk about the pivot. So the pivot, I think a lot of people run from the pivot because of age. They're worried about what people are going to say, right? So if you have done a million things and you've done it out loud and you've done it in public, I think a lot of us, myself included, a lot of us kind of say, damn, people watch me, they see me, and I'm always doing something. But it ain't mounting to nothing. And then I finished doing this and now I got to do another thing. Well, that's the beauty of being you and being able to pivot. To pivot is to be bold, right? Because there are a lot of people in this world that are one-trick ponies, or they dumb themselves down because there's so many things they can do, but they're too concerned about what other people are thinking, what other people are going to say about them doing another thing. You could go from being a stripper to a real estate agent if you want to. You could go from being a corporate baddie to a hairstylist if you want to. You could go from being a podcaster to an executive assistant if you want to. It's really about what works for you. When your time is up in one thing, it's the hustler in you that says, I'm done here. You know what? I'm good at this. Let me go do this. Or if the thing you're working on is not quite working out and it's not bringing in the money and everything that you were in it for, you got to know when to quit. You got to know when to hold them. You got to know when to fold them and say, this shit ain't working. Let me go over here. Or if you want to continue working on that thing that your heart keeps calling you to do, you got to pivot. You got to find a different way to do it. You got to find a different audience. You just got to find different ways to do that one thing. There's a million ways to skin a cat, baby. And so with that being said, I said, you know what? I love the music. I love the books. I love talking shit. Incorporate it in a way to where it feels good to you, Ayana, and it doesn't feel forced, because there are people that love me. There are people that listen to me. There are people that look up to me. There are people that wants to hear what I have to say. And it's only a small percentage of you guys. And I feel like, damn, you have a lot to offer, Ayana. Take your time and do it right. You can do it, baby. Do it tonight. Yeah, see, shit like that. Me just having musical Tourette's. I need a place where I can dump this, where I can be this, where I can have fun with this, and to also get a message across to the ladies that's listening and the gents that need to know how to, treat the ladies that'll make the babies. You know what I'm saying? Always a lyric with me. But it's for everybody. But my audience is the ladies. My audience is the women. My audience is the girls like me that been through the things, that have excelled, that has prospered, that's come up out of the rose growing out of the concrete, the talented, the creators, the mothers, the wives, the daughters, the sisters, the best friends, the strong friend, just all of that, just all the things. I am you, you are me, and this podcast is for you. And today, once again, I am talking about the pivot. So I pivoted into Talk to Me Nice. Why the title Talk to Me Nice? No prolific reason behind it. I was literally laying in bed last night. Today is April 16th. I was lying in bed last night. I can never stop thinking about creating. I can never stop thinking about having my podcast and putting my voice out there, because I am an advocate for domestic violence awareness. I am an advocate for all things women, and I wrote the books about it. I did the things, and it's like, yo, this shit is free. This internet shit is free. Let your voice be heard. And I'm sitting here and I think about the disrespect on the internet. I think about how, the trolls and all that. A lot of that has hindered me, because I'm like, I don't got the patience to deal with these trolls, yo. Like, I'm gonna find out where you live and knock on your door. Or, I'm not gonna shrink. I get agitated too much. But and it's like, how can you get agitated from strangers? Well, it's just the audacity of motherfuckers being so mean and so hateful. But then I'm like, fuck these people, right? Because that's the healed part of me now, right? The healed part of me is like, fuck these people. So I'm laying in bed literally last night on April 15th. And I'm like, what can I do to pivot? What can I do to rebrand as a grown woman with this mind state that I'm in right now? It's so good. It's so solid. It's so, I won't say healed, because I still have work to do, but it's better than it was. Like, it's good. I'm in a good space. I got to offer this. I got to offer this to the world right now, or to all 459 of y'all, or 2 of y'all, or whoever. So I said, damn. And then Talk to Me Nice just popped into my head. No rhyme or reason. Talk to me nice. And I try to maybe keep conversations with Yaya, maybe keep behind the lyrics. And I'm like, no, that kind of restricts you too much. Talk to me nice. Yeah, because talk to me nice. And I'm going to talk to you nice. And we're going to have adult conversations about good things, bad things, ups, downs, everything. That's why I'm here. And I said, you know what, girl, pivot. Don't worry about it. Stay in your lane, pivot. You're in your lane. You just got to clean things up. So what about you? What about you? What is it that you want to do, but you're afraid of doing it because you feel like you've done enough, or you've done too much, or that you failed at a thing or two and you've given up on yourself? Because as long as you have breath in your lungs, you should never give up on yourself. You're here for a reason. And these thoughts that are in your mind, and these ideas that's lingering in your spirit, and these things that you can't stop thinking about, God put these gifts and these thoughts in your spirit for a reason. I heard a quote a really long time ago. It was like decades ago. And I stand on it. It says, never give up on something that you can't go a day without thinking about. So if you woke up today and you're like, and that thing is in your mind, do anything. It could be a small thing. It doesn't have to be a big, large step that's going to wipe you out. You know what I'm saying? Let it be a small step, whether you just sit at your computer and write a line, whether you get on your phone and record a sentence, whether you put your good wig on and take a couple of pictures, just whatever it is that you need to do to get you one step closer to build your confidence and to build your courage to do it. Because here's another thing that I learned. People don't give a fuck about you, and they're really not paying you attention the way that you think. People do not care, baby. Well, let me say this. If you look at your views versus your likes, it can make things a little iffy, right? Because you're like, damn, how do I have 15 likes but 1,500 views? Why aren't people liking what I do? You can't let that deter you, because the views are the views, baby. So it don't matter if they liking you out loud or not. They're watching. They're indeed watching. And if one person likes what you do, two people like what you do, that is not a failure. Imagine two niggas following you down the street. Imagine two women chasing you down saying, do my hair. Imagine two girls chasing you down saying, oh, can you sign my book? Imagine two people chasing you down saying, oh, I need your services. I heard you're a great therapist. Do not let the quantity of who's liking your stuff deter you from the quality of your work. Bars. That was bars, Yaya. That was bars. So the pivot. I like the pivot. The pivot is grown. The pivot is bold. The pivot is sexy. The pivot is confidence. The pivot is, yeah, I'm here and I'm going to keep doing and I'm going to keep recreating and I'm going to keep doing whatever makes me happy, because the pivot is like your own little world of dopeness where you're like, yo, I have so many talents. I have so many things that I want to do. And if one doesn't work, I can try another. Or if the one thing that I'm working on isn't working, I can pivot and go about it another way. The world is yours, baby. The world is yours, and you can pivot. You could start again. You could reinvent. You could come back with longer hair, with longer eyelashes, with a new vocabulary, with an education, with a miseducation. You can reinvent yourself and do whatever it is you want over and over and over again. And that's why I decided to do Talk to Me Nice. Talk to Me Nice. Because talk to me nice. Don't come over here telling me, oh, you doing this again. Yes, I'm doing it again. I have a lot to say. I have a lot to do. I have a lot of people to reach. Okay. And I wake up every day and can't let go. Can't leave it alone. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, why not just try another thing? And if it feels good, keep doing it until it doesn't. Okay. So the pivot. What is my message to you today? I think I said it within the pod. But don't give up on yourself. And you know, sometimes you got to get in your own little world and get out of your head and just create your own little lane in your own little world and just go for it. Don't ask nobody's opinion. Don't share your ideas with anyone. Don't, wait for validation from anyone. Don't allow people to put their expectations of you on you. Sometimes you got to just lock in and say, yo, this is what I'm doing. This is how I'm doing it. And I'm going at it by myself, because it's ultimately up to you, unless you got a partner that's in it with you or whatever the case may be. Whatever you decide to do is solely up to you. So lock in, pivot, give it your best, give it your all. And most importantly, have fun. I think that I've been doing this for a long time just for the sake of doing it, before things were being monetized and all of that. And I think once you start focusing on the money and being monetized and you take away the joy of actually doing it, it kills everything. It literally kills everything, because when you chase that dollar and you don't get what it is you think you're worth, you sometimes feel worthless. You sometimes feel like you're a failure. You sometimes feel like, oh, this shit ain't working. Just have fun with it. Set your clock, set your alarm, and say, every week at this time, I'm going to record this, or I'm going to drop this. I'm going to do whatever. Set it and forget it and go on with your life, because there is life outside of what it is you do for a living or your dream that you're chasing. But every day, consistently, do whatever it is you have to do to create the life that you want to create. Because I know every day you wake up thinking, I want to be doing this. I want to be perceived as that. This is the life I want to live. Well, what you doing to make it happen, baby girl? Until next week, I am here. And remember to talk to me nice.